Hey, I sometimes play favorites. In the Northern Lakes League, the NLL, it's one of my favorites to just sit down and blindly watch once they open their conference schedule. The reason for that is simple in my view and what I've seen. The remarkable balance and intensity that comes from great coaches and great communities getting together in rivalry-type situations every week. And that's what we're going to see is two old, tough, talented quarterbacks, Doug Downing and the Sylvania Northview Wildcats and Pat Cacciardo's Springfield Blue Devils. The grizzled old vets are coming in with that joy of the offensive game, but they've learned something through the years. You got to play defense too. And these are two tough football teams. Northview, let's take a look at them and some of their keys. They sit at 3-2 right now with a tough win last week against Bowling Green. Demetrius Roussos, Matt Fortner, Trent Sims. On the defensive side of the ball, we're able to take away what Bowling Green does, which is create big, huge plays and chunks of yardage. Bend it, but don't break. It works. And I think you're going to have to do that this week also against Springfield. And Springfield, in a game you might have missed, finishing up Saturday during all that college football, they went back to Buckenmeyer Stadium and they rallied the horses and the fun and gun offense to come away with a sterling victory over Napoleon. It was great football, and I tell you what, I've always loved the fun and gun, but there's an extra chapter this year that we saw in the second half at Napoleon, and that's the ground and pound. Quarterback Darnell Thomas, he ran for about 100 yards, and they were big yards, especially in the fourth quarter, and 2 touchdowns. Josiah Presley did what he's done throughout his entire career at Springfield, which is get those big chunks of yardage through. And the two of them combined for about 200 yards running the zone read option. That's not a staple in Springfield's offense, but they ran it beautifully, ran it well, and really took Napoleon by surprise. They're still going to sling it around, and they've still got the weapons. Devin Johnson is an absolute threat, and Dylan Ford had a brilliant game against Napoleon. So Springfield taking advantage and rising up from the 0-4 start. I'm proud of watching those guys play and how they played against Napoleon. Keys for this football game. It is about Trent Sims. Hard for me not to talk about him. I went 2 minutes into this thing without talking about Trent Sims because I think he is, bar none, the best total football player at the high school level in this area. Okay? Might not translate. He's doggone good and heading to Bowling Green. But as a high school player, he is absolutely electric with every snap. Game-breaking ability and magic to make his teammates better. The sum of the parts. Trent Sims is back. He's healthy and he is rocking, and he will be the key. But he's going to need some support. Hudak is a good wide receiver that they get open with. Fortner, Roussos on the offensive side of the ball, churning the yardage for Deontay Armour and the rest of those backs for Sylvania Northview. This is a great football game. Week after week in the NLL, we see these matchups, and it is constant, great competition at high level of play. So I love the NLL, and Springfield Northview, get a look at it. It's going to be fun to watch.